Welcome, my Love Light Lifers. Natty T here, I'm your vibrational coach, and I help artists, freelancers, and entrepreneurs to create using the law of attraction. Now, today we are talking about how to speed up your manifestations. Okay, so let's face it, we all got those with at least one or two things that are not coming as quickly as we would like them to come. Okay, so the first thing that we have to look at when we're trying to speed up our manifestations is why they've slowed down. We're going to get to that in just a moment. However, I have some good news, and that news is I'm going to be offering a vibrational coaching session as a prize. I'm going to have a little bit of a competition coming up very, very shortly. This competition will give you a chance to win a free vibrational coaching session with yours truly. Yay. And that's going to be coming up very, very shortly. If you want to be notified of that, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when that is going to happen. For now, though, we're going to get into this. Three things that you can do to speed your manifestations up, okay? The first thing that you can do to speed your manifestations up is, first of all, address the things that are slowing it down. And okay, that sort of goes without saying, but what is slowing you down? Well, one of the things you can do to speed up your manifestations is you can detach from the outcome. In fact, this is so important that if you don't do it, you can visualize all you want. You can get into alignment all you want. If you don't do this one thing, if you don't detach from that outcome, if you're still clinging to it, you will not see your manifestation. Maybe ever. This, if you take a look back at your life, will explain a lot, okay? Especially if you've been trying to deliberately create for quite a while, but even if you haven't, when you start to look back and see the things that have come to you and the things that haven't, you'll notice that the ones that you are still waiting to be fulfilled, the manifestations that are still waiting to be fulfilled, you never let go of the outcome. In other words, you are animate. You need a specific outcome, and it's probably very specific. For example, if we were talking about love, it would be this person in this way, this time, this place. That's the guy, that's the girl. It's got to be that one. And chances are that you could have walked past like hundreds of people that could have been the right one, but you didn't see them because you said, no, I need this outcome. What you need is the feeling that you're looking for, that you get when you're looking at whatever person it is. I want this job. It's got to be this job with this person and working at this company, or it's got to be this way. Okay, getting so attached to the outcome means that you are very rigid in the way that you are asking the universe to give it to you. And the way that you're asking it to come to you is not only very specific, it's a way in which you don't believe can happen because you've built up resistance to it, because that specific way is the way that you've been looking for, and you haven't been seeing it, and you haven't been seeing it, and you haven't been seeing it. And the more you haven't been seeing it, the less you believe that it can happen, the less you believe it will happen, the less you think that it's gonna happen. You start to think that there's something wrong. You start to think that you've done something wrong. Why aren't I seeing it? Why aren't I seeing it? Because you've built so much resistance about that particular way of getting it that the universe switched long time ago and went, here, try one of the other 20 ways that we have of getting what you want. And you went, no, I need to see it here. And whilst you focused on the way, what you weren't seeing and what you weren't getting and how it wasn't coming and how there must be something wrong and something's going wrong, the universe could only match you up with those things that weren't going to come, that weren't happening, that something was wrong. So, what are you going to do? Well, the thing is, make peace with all possibilities. Make peace with the fact that, hey, this specific way that you think it should come may not be the way that it will come. And you do that by accepting that there's many ways for you to get what you want. There's many ways to feel how you want to feel, and make the feeling of what you want a priority over the conditions of what you want. I don't want this job at this place, at this time, at this company for this long. I want the feeling that that gives me. So when you think about having that and you think it's mine, how do you feel? How would you feel if somebody gave that job to you right now? Then say, this feeling is what I want. This is how I want to feel. I want to feel free. I want to feel in control. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel in love with my job. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel enlivened. I want to feel creative. I want to feel successful. And when you think about that, that general way of seeing it tells you that you could have that in a lot of different ways. Don't cut yourself off from all of those other myriad of ways that this thing can come to you. Okay? So the main thing here, number one, is to detach from the outcome. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just keep focused on how it's going to feel when it happens. I like to sometimes do this trick where I eat dirt from the universe. That feeling that I've had so many times before. I didn't believe you could do it, universe, but here it is. And once you've felt that feeling where you're like, wow, I didn't think this was possible, even just on a small subject, and here it is right here in front of me. You gave me the signs, universe, and now here it is. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think you would do it. I didn't think you could do it. And here it is. I'm sorry I doubted you. Sometimes that can be a little bit of a shortcut to that feeling of, look, it happened. After that, you have to clean up your vibration a little bit, but it can get you to that moment of manifestation. Okay, so the next thing that you probably want to do, number 2, is to stop thinking about it. Okay? I've talked about trying too hard. All right? That means mentally and emotionally too. I'm trying so hard to get it. Well, why are you trying so hard to get it? Because you don't have it. Guess what you're telling the universe? I don't have it. Guess what the universe is giving you? More of not having it. So just chill. Preoccupy yourself with something that feels really good. Okay? I love to make an example of J.K. Rowling's, because if you know her story, you know she went from a very negative place in her life to a really, really positive place. Well, at least from the outside, that's what it looks like. But I like to take notice of the fact that the reason she had so much success with her Harry Potter books was because in amongst all of this chaos that she was experiencing in her life, she must have been feeling an absolute passion and alignment when she wrote those books. In other words, she could have tried to solve how the bills were going to get paid. She could have been trying to get herself out of the emotional funk she was in. She could have been doing shadow work. She could have been taking a spiritual journey. She could have been trying to fix the house she was living in. She could have been trying to make ends meet. She could have been doing all of these things. And the thing that these things have in common is they are running away from what she doesn't want. Instead, she ran towards something she did want. This seems to everyone else like the worst thing you could do. Look at you. You are engaging in escapism. Yes, you are. But it's not escapism as in I'm using some fairy tale that I don't believe in to feel better because my life sucks. That's still running away from what you don't want. What happened was she felt she had something very, very much real inside her. A book, a story, characters. She had this inside of her. And when it flowed out of her, she felt like she was creating something amazing. The difference is she would go to the Harry Potter books and write them because they felt good to write. In other words, in this life of chaos, it feels good to just write this story. What's going to happen afterwards? Who knows? But she knew how good this story was. She knew how good it felt to be writing the story. And that's why she did it. Not because she was trying to run away from her crappy life, but because she wanted to go towards her passion, because she wanted to feel how good it felt to be writing and creating. And that's who she wanted to be. J.K. Rowling's the author, the writer, the creatively inspired individual. And that's who she felt like when she was writing those books. She felt like she was writing something amazing, and so she kept writing them. Rather than, I need to go away from my crappy life. What can I do? I can try and write some books and hope I get famous and make $1 million, and then all my troubles will be over. We all do this. I do this. You've done this. We've all done this. So let's not judge each other and ourselves, but let's just notice when we're doing it and move towards just feeling good about the things that we are doing, not to get the outcome. So part of detaching from the outcome is just preoccupy yourself with something that feels good. Feels good, which feels progressive, which feels like your purpose. It doesn't have to change the world. It just has to feel like you are doing something amazing for you. Okay? So the last thing that I'm going to talk about that will help you to speed up your manifestations is number 3. Get general and let the universe give you the specifics. Don't try and place the specifics in there. Just get general. In other words, when we were talking about how you feel, that's what I'm talking about. I want to feel these things. I want to feel happy. I want to feel joyful. I want to be excited. I want to be eager. I want to feel free. I want to feel accomplished. I want to feel successful. I want to feel abundant. All of these things are quite general. Okay? Staying in that general area of how you want to feel will then lend to you ideas. They will feel like inspiration. They will feel like revelations. Not, I wonder how my money's going to come. In other words, you'll have an idea and you'll be like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if that's how it came? You'll find yourself thinking about it without trying to think about it. Things will just come to you. They call them downloads, claircognizance. But allow them to come to you. Just get general. It's okay to have specific thoughts about your life, your living life. However, when it comes down to that manifestation that has been slow, get off the subject. When you do get on the subject, just remind yourself of all those amazing feelings that you want to feel that are attached to this subject, and attach those wonderful feelings to the subject, and don't worry about the specifics. As the specifics pop in, you will find resistance. The resistance that you didn't know was there will be really, really obvious, and then you can address it. But allow the universe to give you the specifics, because the universe has a better idea of what will be the least resistant way for you to get where you're going. It's like your GPS. The GPS I don't know if anyone else has done this, but I am guilty as charged. Looking at the GPS and going, hey, I think you're taking me the wrong way. I think you're not taking me the fastest route, and going what I thought was the fastest route, only to find out that there was roadworks or traffic or an accident. And I'm like, oh, that's why you wanted to take me the long way. The universe does this with you too. Source does this with you too. It sometimes takes you what seems like the longer route, but it's easier so you get through it faster. Okay, so it's actually the quickest route by time, but may not be the quickest by measurement, by length, okay? But you'll get through it quicker because there's less resistance on that trail. So if you're looking to speed up your manifestations, what are you doing? You're going to detach from the outcome. You are going to forget about it for a while. You are going to get general and let the universe bring those specifics to you, okay? That's how you speed up your manifestations. I hope this has been helpful. I will see you tomorrow.